I love Doris Day and I really love big cats. So the tiger was going to be a very interesting episode of the Doris Day show. It is most certainly one of the most peculiar but really enjoyable. This is the 26th episode of the first season of the Doris Day show, directed by Gary Nelson. And this tiger has escaped and ends up on Doris's doorstep. And very quickly we learn that this is actually, to quote Doris Martin, a big pussy cat. There's this moment where the tiger, is licking her hand. I'm not entirely sure if it's Doris's hand or a stand-in because we only see the back of her from just above her waist down. So I don't know entirely if it was Doris Day being licked by the tiger, but if it was, given that she's a huge animal lover, I think that would have been a pretty special moment. In fact, I feel like the whole episode would have been a great episode for her. And they look after this tiger while they try and get the sheriff to come and take it away. But it turns out that actually, because the sheriff is deeming that it's an unsafe animal, they might end up shooting this tiger. And of course, Doris Martin is not going to have that. She is not going to let that happen, which is exactly what I would have expected from Doris Day. And the big question is, what's going to happen to this tiger? And I won't answer that question, but I will say it's absolutely beautiful. I did notice there was a lack of scenes with the tiger and the two boys, Toby and Billy. There are a couple of moments, but not many of them at all, and I think that was probably a wise choice. But this tiger does look, it is tame. Of course, it's a tame tiger, but I would still be terrified filming this because at the end of the day, it's a tiger. And who knows, the sniff of raw meat could make it snap at any moment. I don't know, but it's beautifully done. It's a very moving episode if you're an animal fan, and it's also gorgeous. I just want to kiss it on its head. I just think big cats have got the most beautiful structures and the most gorgeous faces, and this is such a beautiful tiger. It is a very odd episode, I have to say. It's one of the most peculiar. There's also a subplot with LeRoy, who has been fired the fourth time this week. And of course, the question there is, will Buck let him keep his job? Is there anything LeRoy can do to convince Buck to let him stay? I won't answer that either, but I think the two narratives tied together really nicely. Everything flowed really well. There was definitely a lot of anxiety initially with the tiger, and then later on when there's this threat of its safety. And being a big cat fan and a Doris Day fan, coupling those together, it melted my heart so much. The tiger may be a peculiar episode, but it's also a fantastic one.